80% of communication is non-verbal, meaning your body language. But what does this mean when we're on our phones all the time? Well, there's something called digital body language. And whether you like it or not, you're looking at someone's digital body language and women are looking at yours. So what the hell is digital body language? This is reading the subtext behind how we are communicating online, whether it's social media or your phone. Sending pictures, texting, punctuation, message timing, message length, even response time. All this is digital body language. And today, of course, you're gonna learn the optimal way to use digital body language to attract women and get more dates, and even decipher if she likes you. So first, let's talk about emojis. Emojis are pretty much one of the things that are incredibly lame to use when you're texting a woman. I like to use the filter of James Bond. Would James Bond use an emoji? Would insert any cool guy you could ever think of send an emoji? The answer, probably not. So what's the best use of emojis? Well, none. You should never ever, as a man, send an emoji. It doesn't matter what's going on in the text message thread. It doesn't matter if she's sending a ton of emojis herself, which a lot of women will do. Stay away from emojis. They're not masculine. They're not cool. We actually don't want to show a lot of emotion over text. We want to remain a mystery, because when you remain a mystery, she's going to start to chase you more. When she doesn't know what you're thinking, that's going to actually increase attraction. Continuing with texting, let's talk about the double text. Another no-no. We're not going to double text ever. Why? Because double texting shows neediness, and neediness is one of the most unattractive traits. So if you are texting a woman and it's something to either get a response or ask her on a date, she probably saw it. In fact, I'll put all my money that she saw the text. Why? Because we see all of our text messages, especially the ones of the people that we might be interested in. And no, she didn't get too busy, and no, she didn't forget. If she's not responding to your first text, that means she's just not that interested. So you should actually just move on. The only time it's okay to double text is if you've sent a text message that was more of a statement, maybe it was ending a conversation over text, it wasn't asking a question, and then you can text again, but of course, texting should only be to get women to meet up with you, so that text message should be asking her out on a date. Now, how do you even really know if a woman is attracted to you, especially over text? I'm gonna tell you right after this. I know a lot of guys are struggling with getting women to text them back or even get a phone number in general. I want to give you a free call. It's with me and my team, and this call is to strategize what's going on with you and your dating life. If you go to tripadvicecoaching.com, and I'll put a link down in the description, you can book a free call and we can chat with you and figure out why you're not getting the results in your dating life. And then we can plan out how we can get you more matches online that will actually lead to dates, and how to meet more women in person and actually build attraction. Whether you think you're overweight or you're too short or you don't have status, you're not good enough, we work with everyone to make sure that they're getting dates guaranteed. Go to tripadvicecoaching.com. Speaking of dates, what's the proper digital body language around making sure that you're texting correctly after a date? There's a lot of theories, there's a lot of stuff out there. I will tell you two versions of what you can do in terms of texting after a date. Number one, you don't have to text at all. It does not matter really what you say after a date. In fact, it's good to leave a little bit of mystery after the date so she can think, does he like me? Is he gonna want to see me again? What's going on? And then you can text her within about 1 to 2 days max, and then you can set up another date. Now, I know I'm giving you an exception here, and this does work from time to time, even though I like the first option. You can text her and say, hope you got home safe. That's it. No exclamation point, no period, hope you got home safe, and then you can just see what happens. If she doesn't respond to that, don't worry, she might be also trying to be a mystery, and you can still reach out to her in 1 to 2 days and set up another date. Moving right into message tone. A second ago I said don't use an exclamation point. Yeah, that's right. Don't use any exclamation points. Why? Man, this is a hard one to really describe, but let's just say exclamation points are showing a lot of enthusiasm, even more emotion, and we still just want to remain a mystery. Also, there's still something a little bit feminine about using an exclamation point. Be a little bit more stoic, be a little bit more firm. Women are attracted to that. Now here's a side note. For all of you out there who's listening to this video and thinking, wow, these details are so wild. You're telling me not to use exclamation points and not to double text? Is the level of detail that important? Well, we're talking about digital body language. And yes, people are now sensitive to the subtext of how we are messaging each other. That is the whole point of this video. What about message length? How long should your text messages be? Well, they shouldn't be that long, because if they're that long, that means that you're having a full-blown conversation over text, and that is a no-no. I want you to have more conversation and get to know you convo in person. So save the long paragraphs of text for when you actually meet her. Also, the secret here that no one really thinks about is that text messages, they're read in our own voice. So we might not understand how the tone actually is of the person who's texting us. So what does that mean for you? That means that if you're sending a lot of texts all the time and big blocks of text, she might read something in her own voice and read something off, and then you're turning her off. Stick to less texting and more texting just to actually get her to meet up with you. Don't worry, I'm about to get to explaining how to tell if a girl likes you over text. But first, message timing, meaning how soon should you respond to a woman's text message? Anywhere from 10 minutes to 8 hours. Why such a large stretch? Because maybe you're actually a busy person and it's gonna take you several hours to get back to her. That's totally fine, because you guys shouldn't be doing a lot of texting anyways. It's all just for a meetup. But at the very minimum, it is good to wait a little bit. You don't wanna be texting her back right away like you're on your phone having this long conversation. We want to leave more mystery. That's why I say 10 minutes to 8 hours and you're golden. So how do you tell if a girl likes you over text? How do you know if she's interested? Because now we're on this end reading her body language and trying to understand what's going on. It's very simple. Follow this rule. As long as she's responding to say yes to a meetup, she's interested. So it doesn't matter how fast she text messages back, how big the paragraphs of text are, the tone and emojis in her text messages, the response time, all that doesn't matter. What matters is she meeting up with you on a date? And if she is, digital body language doesn't matter. Now you can meet her in person and read her real body language.